So today I'll be talking about the anxiety disorder. So we must have heard this term. It is very common to feel anxious, and it is related to the cause and effect. So that the reaction is proportionate to the trigger factor, then it is normal. But when the patient overreacts and the reaction is not proportionate to the trigger factor or the stress, there is a continuous fear element, phobia, anticipation, and he feels threatened. He feels he is in danger, and that is the time that we know that the patient is having an anxiety disorder. The cause could be multiple. It could be genetic, it could be familial, found in families, it could be environmental. Now what happens is basically there is an imbalance of the neurotransmitters, that is the serotonin, the norepinephrine, and that makes the patient quite vulnerable, and he feels that he is in danger all the while, and there is a fight or a flight response which is there without any causative factor. So this places the patient in a constant feeling of threat, as if something bad is going to happen. Now what are the different types of anxiety disorders? There's a generalized anxiety disorder, the OCD, the PTSD, that is the post-trauma stress disorder, also comes under the domain of anxiety disorder. Then there is social phobia, that is social isolation, where the patient has fear of rejection, criticism, and so he is away, doesn't want to face people. There's certain subjects, like we have, say, selective mutism, where the patient is normal with his known people and family, but in particular conditions, say at school or in the office where he has to perform, he remains silent because of the fear element. Apart from that, there is a separation anxiety, where the patient feels that he may lose a loved one, and he constantly clings to that person. So these are the various types of anxiety disorder. And not to forget the phobias, the agoraphobia, the fear of open spaces, fear of heights, or various other fears, anticipation, fears of examination, which come under the anxiety disorder. Now how do we treat it? It's basically counseling, identification, diagnosis, and counseling. These are the first line treatment, because we have very good results with CBT, that is the cognitive behavioral therapy, where we identify the negative pattern thinking of the patient. Apart from that, medicines are available, but it's very important to diagnose it earlier so that we can help the patient, so that he doesn't get into a long-term problem.